Let's turn our attention to your health. And joining us this morning is healthy living professional Laura Sarna. Laura, thank you for joining me in Memphis. How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
Terrific, Laura. I know this is the time of year, the festive time of year. Hanukkah's coming up, Christmas is coming up, and I guess Festivus for the rest of us, for those that have fun with Seinfeld. But alcohol plays a pretty big role in a lot of these holidays, and I guess there was a recent study, a survey, or I guess a study, that says perhaps alcohol has yet another drawback.
Yes, and I think it's interesting, too, that we're talking about alcohol right at the holidays. So why is it connected? It's just curious to me.
Yeah.
Why do we think about drinking at the time of the holidays? But anyway, as far as the studies go, there's so many studies that show so many conflicting things over time. I think it's up to each person individually to figure out what works for them, because each person's body has its own unique chemistry that alcohol might or might not affect in certain ways.
Sure. The study, I think, was the one that happened in Japan that claims that alcohol consumption could actually, I guess, provide a 5% increase in risk of gastrointestinal, breast, and prostate cancer. That seems like an awkward correlation.
Yeah, that it's just specifically to those cancers. But I think there's another part of either that study or another study that basically says that they've never explored the reasons why. And to me, that's a huge question right there. I mean, let's look at lifestyle. Let's look at quality of life, mental health and wellness and well-being overall. I would think those factors play into why somebody is drinking alcohol. Think about it. If you say are an overeater, every time that you go to take another bite, you're basically feeling shame every time you eat, because you know that it's not good for you and you're getting overweight. If you smoke, you feel guilty every time you smoke a cigarette because everyone tells you shouldn't smoke. If you drink and you're over drinking, you probably have some guilt associated with that. So think about the energy or the intention going into every drink you take. My sense is that is more what causes cancer or other illnesses than the actual item.
Laura,
if that makes sense.
It does. And, while we have a moment or so here, I love to talk about the positive side of things. And I'm guessing you're probably similar in that way, too. In that, what are some things that we can proactively do to perhaps lower our risk for cancer or to mitigate some of these risks?
So I love the question. One of the things that we do at my business is we teach classes around the community, and one area that I facilitate meditations every week is at a cancer support center in Dallas. And I have had several people over the years I've been doing this report that the reason they started coming to a meditation group was because they had cancer, they overcame it, and they had a discussion with their doctor about how to avoid getting it again. And the doctor basically said meditation. And so I love that we're getting doctor's orders for people to come to meditate. So I think anything that can calm you, anything that can shift you into a positive mode and make you feel happy and joyful in your heart, taking a walk, playing with children, talking with someone who loves you unconditionally, those kinds of things, I think are things we can all do to raise how we're doing inside.
Yeah, that's a great point, Laura. Always a pleasure. We thank you so much for your time, and hope you have a great rest of the year. Happy holidays, and hopefully get to talk to you again really, really soon.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Memphis Morning News, 622.